Hello and welcome back to Elden Ring. This is part... Oh boy, the game is not happy right now. This is part 17 of our dexterity run through the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC. And I'm open that performance stutter is not a continuous part of things. But last time, we went through all of Jagged Peak, taking out the 3 dragon bosses there, including Bale the Dread Dragon. We also took out Mesmer, and we got some new dialogue from the Horn Scent, which was pretty cool. And when it comes to items, we got the ability to craft hefty red lightning pots. We got a Skidoo Tree fragment, the Rock Heart, Egon's Great Bow set and bell bearing. We got the Priestess Heart and the Flowerstone Gavel, along with Remembrance of the Impaler and Mesmer's Kindling. And we got, I believe, 2 Ancient Dragon Smithing Stones and 2 Ancient Somber Stones. And I actually had to go, open up a folder, go into my files, and re-watch the last part, because it has been 5 weeks since I've played, and patch 1.16 dropped. In case you don't remember, last part was patch 1.14. So I've entirely skipped a full patch. That is how long I haven't played. So I am very much rusty. What equipment do I have? I believe I was using the Mesmer Soldier Spears. But I guess I swapped to the Lucerne at some point. I don't remember that. As I said, it's been 5 weeks. So I'm going off of the segments of the last part that I watched and where I spawned, because that Grace is where I spawned when I got on. And going on my general knowledge of the game. There's a lot of these guys. But not enough. Not nearly enough. I know there's one up here, though. Yep. Don't know why they thought they could take me on. Oh, glowy eyes. I was just about to say, as long as the enemies don't attack me, I'm not going to attack them. And then I saw glowy eyes, and that defense went out the window real quick. Also, I have a Great Rune on. Have I been using that this run? Because I normally don't use Great Runes. I don't normally do Great Runs. I normally don't use Great Runes. They both fit. But either way, I normally don't use Great Runes. I don't know how many offhand. But if I had to guess a rough estimate, I'd say probably around 30 to 40 runs throughout Elden Ring. Not the DLC, like the base game. And I've used Great Runes, I think, for a portion of one run. Ever. And it was me using Rykard's rune through a portion of New Game Plus. Because I think it was Rykard's rune. The one that gives you health back upon killing enemies. And I did it because I wanted to see just how far you could push healing without the Flask of Crimson Tears. It got really good, actually. I mean, outside of boss fights, I went the entire game without using a single flask. I had a few deaths because of that, but I really thought they weren't going to die and I was just going to be booted back. So I was fully ready to say I should have rolled that, but no, I shouldn't have rolled that. I was correct in my decision making there. Which is surprising. Because those enemies are normally pretty tough. Maybe it's because I have 18 Scadutree blessings that...
Thou shalt not evade the flame of Mesmer.
That might be it. Because, as I said, those enemies are pretty tough. Sir, calm down. There's no need to run at me.
How could this be? Queen Marika, my grace.
Okay. So, yeah, he shows up in 2 different locations. This is supposed to be the first one, and then in a church in Skidoo Altus, some enemies aggroed onto me. In the Church of the Crusade, in Altus, like Skidoo Altus, is supposed to be the second one. First time you kill him, you get a talisman. Second time, you get an Ash of War and a key for the church district. So, you're supposed to hit both of those locations before heading into the church district. Right. Hello. Should have rolled. Should have rolled. But it's okay. Because we have survived. This guy here, yep. Good, good, good. Ooh. Now you may notice my character is a bit jittery when I run forward. That's because technology is not made to last very long, because if you design things to break as a company, then things will break and the customers will come back more often. And so, yeah, I'd say every like 7 to 11 months, my controllers all get this issue. Every single one of them, without fail, has this exact same issue of my characters becoming jittery. And I think it might be because of the heat, because my room is like 2,000 degrees at all times. Don't know why, but my room is either always significantly warmer or significantly colder than the rest of the house. It can never be a normal temperature. And we have lived... Why are you running away? No running away. There is no escape. There's just a short bow in this room, so that's... I'm gonna leave. But anyways, throughout life, I have lived in... I think 4 or 5 different places. Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. But... It kind of depends on how you look at things. Where it's like, if you spend 2 months a year in this location, would you say that you live there? Where it's like 2 months a year every year for like 5 to 10 years, would you say that you lived there? It depends on stuff like that. But I'll go with 4. I have lived in 4 different places. And all 4 have had the exact same weird phenomenon of my room is either significantly warmer or significantly colder than the rest of the house. Don't know why, but it's always been like that in every place. And I'm not talking like 1 to 2 degrees. I'm talking a full like 25 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, there they go. I wonder if they'll make their way back up. Time will tell. I will not. Revered Spirit Ash. Hello. I really thought this had... Oh, what's it called? Blood tax, I think? I think it's called blood tax. The one where it's repeating thrust, but it gives you health back. Really thought I had that, and then I looked down and saw double slash and went, I don't even know what double slash is. But I do, it's the one that's on some katanas, where it does like 2 quick swings, and then I believe you can do another 2 quick swings, and then you can do 1 like downward slam as a 3rd attack. Not entirely sure on why I have double slash on. considering blood tax is a lot better. But the previous decisions that I have made will forever remain a mystery to me. Because that was a completely different person 5 weeks ago. And I'm not in other people's minds, and never mind, this is actually pretty good. I mean, that's probably mostly from the 18 Skidoo Tree blessings, more than the skill itself, but it kind of looks cool. I have a throwing knife in my head. There we go. Oh, Freya isn't here anymore. I'm guessing because we broke the seal thing. Oh well. We can teleport back here and go through the sewer section, because there's a few things I want there. But yeah, that's why my character has the jitters. Partially because technology is intentionally made to break by companies, so that way customers buy things more often, and partially because my room is very, very warm. And high heat is not good for technology. Though I do find it kind of strange, because all of my controllers break. But I have and I mean, these are not super, super expensive controllers, but they're like $70, if I remember correctly. And my keyboard, which I use way more often, is only $20, and it works perfectly fine. So I don't know why my keyboard is so much more durable, despite being a fraction of the price. But I may try to start... Like, I may play these games on mouse and keyboard after this run, because my controllers keep breaking down. Whereas mouse and keyboard, they're fine. I mean, I've had... Like, I got this PC at, like, the very beginning of, I believe, 2021. And the keyboard that I have is the only keyboard that I have. It's the only one. Immunizing Horn Charm +2. But it's the only one that I have. It's the first one that I got with the PC. Don't have any other ones. It's the only one I've used. I've used it the entire time. Whereas the controller that I'm currently using, I got in 2024. And so not only is it several times more expensive, I've also been using it for a lot less time, and I've been using it a lot less frequently. But it's still already showing issues. Whereas the keyboard is still perfectly functional. And so I think moving over to mouse and keyboard might be a better idea. I don't really want to deal with these enemies. Oh, there's like 3 batches of these enemies. One up there, and then 2 different batches strolling around. There's a 4th batch over there. Anyways. And the thing is, I'm not really rough with controllers. That did not... I thought that was going to send me flying. Guaranteed a horned warrior sword and poisoned hand. But there's that stereotype of people like slamming their controllers or throwing them against the wall. I don't do any of that stuff. The most I do is occasionally spam the dodge button, but the dodge button works fine. It's only the left analog stick. And so I don't know why the left analog stick keeps breaking. It's like, it might be a mixture of the heat and companies intentionally making things not work too well. But it still feels strange that it's only the controllers that I get and not the keyboard or the mice. And that it's only the left analog stick and only when moving forward. So I'd find that to be a bit strange. The only thing that makes me hesitant to use mouse and keyboard is when using mouse and keyboard, you have W, A, S, and D. And it gives you kind of this... Like, if you're moving forward and want to go to the side, you like snap into place. Whereas with a controller, because you have a 360-degree analog stick, as long as your character doesn't get the jitters, you can move a lot more naturally. And so that's the only thing making me hesitant. But with that being said, we can head on into this boss. And I forgot the timer. Oh no. Well, I'm gonna get the timer real quick.
O horn-decked beast from higher sphere delivered, take root inside the tower's sculpted keepers, and perched within, we beg of thee, rise. Dance and kavod, cleanse all that thou wilt. Cruelty, woe, and those who plague the tower. Cleanse away the strumpet's vile progeny.
Wrong button. I should have checked which button that was before. So that first hit is entirely on me. I rolled too late. But yeah, this part is probably going to be either significantly longer or a bit shorter than normal parts, because I normally have a timer, but not this time, because I feel like that should have hit me, but okay. Also, Mimikyu is just standing there. Like, I don't think I've seen Mimikyu take a single swing this entire fight. So, I don't know what they're doing. There we go, they took the killing blow, but that was it, basically. Anyways. We can keep it at that. But yeah, I normally have a timer because I like to keep these parts around 50-55 minutes. But it's been 5 weeks and I kind of let that slip my mind. So, whoops. We can head to Church District entrance. Also, in patch 1.14, we saw it in the last part. If you teleported to the district first floor side of Grace, storehouse first floor, then it would teleport you here and have you do the like cutscene that drained the water. I have heard that got patched, and I am severely disappointed. Also, if you come here before the water is drained, there are some planks and you can jump onto that. And that may be worth doing. But anyways, we're going to ignore all these enemies. We're going to continue to ignore all of these enemies. And we're just gonna move on. This guy. Still think blood tax is better. Because it's got good range. It's a quick 4 pokes. Does decent damage, gives you health back. Very good, do recommend. But after you take out Coline in both locations, here in Church of the Crusade, and in Belurat, just after the small private altar, and you get the key, you can come here.
Queen Marika, mother to us all, favor me with thy grace. I have met many who would threaten or distress thee, and quelled each and all, and I hereby swear to never cease. So please, grant me thy grace. Leave me with my solitary light. Queen Marika, I implore thee, bestow thy grace. Take not from me my solitary light.
Right, so we can use Iris of Grace. I don't have any irises of occultation. There's one here in the church district, and there's one in the Fort of Reprimand. I'll give him the Iris of Grace, but next time we're going to go with the occultation.
Queen Marika, I implore thee, bestow thy grace. Take not from me my solitary light. Ah, Queen Marika, dearest mother, I shall silence all who would trespass upon thy peace, as decreed by the grace of gold. No soul shall thy sanctity imperil.
I've already killed her. Also, it's just occurred to me that he's dedicated himself to protecting America. In the second paragraph, wields a spear-like greatsword that impales foes upon fire, keeping the taint of impurity away from fair Mother America. But you can summon spirit ashes to fight Radagon, so you could use Fire Knight Quilline to kill Radagon, and Radagon is America, so we could force him to betray. Also, his eyes are glowing red in that. I don't know how to... Why do some of them have red glowy eyes? Like, so does this one. Why the red glowy eyes? I was about to say, Lutel doesn't have glowing eyes, and I realized he doesn't have a head. But Finlay doesn't have glowy eyes. Amon doesn't have glowy eyes. Rollo doesn't have glowy eyes, so what is this? What makes you three so special, But we have 2 ruined forges, and then there's a 3rd ruined forge up here, and then Church of the Bud. I think we can take out the 3 ruined forges, because if we do this, then it'd be a major boss and Inir Ilum, and doing 2, like having a mandatory boss and a cutscene boss along with 2 legacy dungeons in a single part seems a bit off to me. And also Inir Ilum is kind of difficult, and as I said, I've not played in 5 weeks, and my controller is not happy because of the heat. So I'd rather not push things too much. And I think that going through the ruined forges could be a good, like, second half to this part. Because we kind of breezed through Belurat. Probably because you're supposed to go through it with, like, a max of 5 Scadutree blessings, and we went through with 18. And so we went in very much overpowered on that front. I don't know how much of a difference those actually make, but still. Hefty volcano pot. But still, we went in with way more upgrades than you're supposed to have. And that was unfortunate, not being able to get the backstab or even the increased damage from hitting him in the back. That was rather unfortunate. I was sitting still. How do you miss that? You should have hit me. But anyways, moving on. To give an idea, because I said that my room is a lot warmer, and the heat kind of messes with my controllers. To give an idea of just how warm my room is, it is near the end of October at the point of recording this. So, not quite winter, but definitely into like fall, autumn, whatever you call it. And the temperature is definitely dropping. For Americans, for Fahrenheit, it's been like 50 to 60, I believe, outside. It feels like these things should be more threatening than they are. Like, I'm more scared of rats and foot soldiers than the things made of lava that shoot spears. So I don't know what went wrong in the development of these things to make them such not threats. But something went wrong to make them such not threats. But anyways, where I live, I'd say like 70 to 80 degrees is very normal. That's like a normal day. But it's been like 50 to 60. There were a few days that were like 40 in the past few weeks. So temperature definitely getting down there. But today, as we are recording right now, it's actually nighttime. Which, sir, stop backing into a corner. I can't backstab you there. But it's like midnight right now. It is 1:43 in the morning. So, nighttime, where the sun is not out, and it is naturally colder. So, if it's normally like 50 to 60, dropping down to 40 during the daytime at this time of year, and it's nighttime where it's colder, you'd think the temperature is probably pretty low. But right now, I don't have like a webcam, so you can't see it. But I am sweating. Not too much, but if you were in the room here with me, or if I had a webcam, you would be able to see that I'm sweating. Because that's how warm my room is. in late October, in the middle of the night. So, hopefully that gives an idea of just how warm my room is. And the thing is, I can have my window open, I can have my door open, I have a fan in the door blowing air in from the hallway. I've tried it, it doesn't work. And if I were to leave, like if I were to walk out of my room and take one step into the hallway, I can very clearly feel the difference. I'm talking like 20 to 30 degree drop in temperature by taking one single step. It is a massive drop leaving my room. And that's how it's been in every single place I've lived in. And I don't know why. I almost died there. There were like swords sticking out of the ground, which stopped me from moving and stopped me from getting the backstab. But anyways, no idea why every house I've ever lived in has that one just sauna of a room. And I don't know why I always get that room. And I don't know why that room is always a bedroom. But that room is always a bedroom. That room always exists in my house. Everywhere I've lived. And it always ends up being my room. And I don't know why. But I just have the perpetual sauna of a room where I can be sweating in October. Which is pretty good when winter proper rolls around, because everyone will be freezing and I'll just be here like, what do you mean? It feels like we're in August. I don't know what you're talking about. Because the temperature is perfectly fine in my room when there's like 3 feet of snow outside. But outside of winter, this room is a death trap. Also, I have no idea how long we spent in Belurat. So, I don't know how long, because I didn't get the timer until the boss cutscene. And we're at 20 minutes now. But I don't know how long we spent in Belurat, so that's why I'm not fighting some of the enemies. Because, yeah, we breezed through it, but if I had to guess, I would guess that we probably spent around like 20-ish minutes in there. No reasoning whatsoever behind that time. But Pearl Shield Talisman. I think I missed that on the first run, but it's something I found in the second not recorded run, where I was far more thorough. In case you don't know, it's a talisman that boosts all non-physical damage negation. So, magic, fire, lightning, and holy, it boosts those damage negation types when you're shielding. How useful it is? No idea. But I tend to take two different looks at nah, not worth it. Not worth it. But I tend to have two different perspectives on equipment, talisman, stuff like that. I have the first perspective of how good is it as an idea, and I have the second perspective of how good is it in practice. For that second perspective of in practice, don't know, I haven't used it. But the first idea, or the first perspective of how good is it as an idea, and boosting magic, fire, lightning, and holy damage negation while guarding is pretty good, because a lot of shields have 100% physical damage negation, but there's not a single shield that has 100% for any of the non-physicals. So having a talisman for that, pretty good. At least as an idea. Again, I don't know how it is in practice. Especially with the new dueling shield. I doubt I have it. No, I don't. As I said, it's been 5 weeks since I played, so some knowledge has slipped me mind. That was rude. I'm just gonna grab this. I'm gonna leave. No, I'm gonna kill you, because that was rude. That was incredibly rude. That was incredibly disrespectful. And I think you have to die for your transgressions. So I would say get ready, but you're probably gonna survive this. Oh, no. Get ready to die. Goody good. Yeah, some information has slipped my mind since I haven't played in a while. But, however, kind of wish that, I mean, I really doubt that it would work in practice, but kind of wish that Smith script was its own weapon class. So like Smith script dagger, Smith script SOTE, Smith script axe, Smith script great hammer, and Smith script spear. The reason why I say I don't think it would work in practice is because of Ashes of War. Because Ashes of War tend to go by weapon type. And so it'll go like, oh, this actual war is usable on axes and hammers and whatever. But because the 5 Smith script weapons, because the 5 Smith script weapons are so different, it wouldn't really work on that front. Now, that guy, there's a few others, but he showed it off there. How he can, like, fire his fists. There's also the Smith script shield, forgot about that. But it's either this guy or this guy, I forget which. But we found out who it was, it would seem. But yeah, them firing their fists. The ones who fire their fists like that actually have a chance to drop that. The golem fist weapon. Guess what weapon type that is? I got that on the second character, which is how I know about it. How good is it, you may ask? No idea. Haven't used it. I just... I was gonna leave you be. But then you pulled that. And now you're gonna die. All you had to do was sit back, and I would have let you live. But you chose your own demise. I know that force wind combo. I may have lost some knowledge, but not that. I should have rolled. Now the knowledge on when to roll, whew, I never had that. Can't lose knowledge if you never had the knowledge to begin with. That's what I always say. Oh, would you look at that golem fist. So, it just like some of the other weapons in the DLC, it has a tiny bit of int and faith scaling just because. But a giant fist of fractured rock taken from the body of a golem of the ruined forges, card with a smith script enabling strong attack to launch the entire fist straight ahead. And yeah, so it's just a big blocky rock fist. And pretty normal stuff until you do the heavy attacks. And that comes out, like, just tapping it comes out pretty quickly. It doesn't go that far, but it is nice that they have, like, the DLC added 2 different fists that give the fist increased range. That is nice, that is appreciated. Personally, I don't use the fist weapon class. I know that I'm using the Pata, but I'm just using that because it's a dex weapon and it's a DLC weapon. And I wanted to show off a DLC weapon, which is part of why I was running with the Mesmer Soldier Spears before swapping back to this. I also I had like 8 or 9 different characters. You're dead. You're dead. Anyways, I had 8 or 9 different characters set up and ready to go into the DLC. But I think what I'm going to do is just run 4 in terms of recorded runs. Maybe 5. Because the first one was a strength run and it was the initial run. And then here we're doing a dex run. I think I might do the pure intelligence and pure faith runs as recorded runs, and then I might do a 5th run to show what I've learned and to show, like, hey, this is the route that you should take through the DLC. These are all the points that you should hit. These are the places that you should avoid because they're not worth going to. And I think what I'm gonna do is, after I finish this run, I'll do one run to, like, catch up on things. Maybe to learn mouse and keyboard. And then I think I might swap to mouse and keyboard and do the int and faith runs. And then do all the other runs. And then do the, like, final run just to show off the knowledge that I've gained and the pathing that you should take, the places that you should go, the places that you shouldn't go because they're not worth it. Yeah, stuff like that. But with that being said, I think we can end it here. Hopefully we're at a good time because, again, timer. Bit yikes. But we went through all of Belurat, along with the 3 ruined forges of Lava Intake, Starfall Past, and Taylews. And in this part, we have gotten... We've gotten the Ash of War Flame Skewer. We got a Skidoo Tree Fragment, the Dried Bouquet Talisman, the Immunizing Horn Charm +2 Talisman, Horned Warrior Sword, Poison Hand, Remembrance of the Dancing Lion, Divine Beast Head, at least 2 Revered Spirit Ashes. We've gotten the Fire Knight Quilline Spirit Ash, the ability to craft hefty volcano pots. We got the Smith Script Dagger, Anvil Hammer, Smith Script Spear, Smith Script Cirque, Ancient Meteoric Ore Sword, the Pearl Shield Talisman, the Smith Script Axe, the Smith Script Great Hammer, the Smith Script Shield, the Golem Fist, Taylew the Golem Smith, and I think 3 or 4 Ancient Dragon Smithing Stones. So, surprisingly good progress today, considering how rusty I am. You could probably tell that by me losing 7 flasks in this one area, where I normally lose like 1 or 2. But still, good progress. I'm happy with that. You haven't seen it on the upload end, but I took a pretty big break from recording, and I'm going to try to get back into the swing of things. But with that being said, yeah.